Yo, what's going on, people? Welcome back to the channel. We are back this morning or this afternoon. I do apologize. I'm running mad late. Big up every single one of you guys in the building. Sadly, I'm going to a funeral today, and this is why I've got this hat on and I'm dressed in all black. And yeah, so I'm going to keep this one really short. This one's going to be really short. It's not going to be an hour. We'll probably do about 30 minutes in this one. Big up every single one of you. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel. Order that. But yeah, man, some sad news recently. One of my good friends, their dad passed away, sadly. So yeah, today is the day of the funeral, and I will be attending that. So hence why I'm like this. But big up the gang, man. Big up the gang. So what's going on, man? What's going on? Make sure we're getting those comments in. Like, there was a number of people waiting in for this stream, and no one was getting their comments in. I was thinking, what's going on here? Surprisingly, like, what's going on? Big up the guys, man. Big up the guys. So anyway, we got some interesting stories going around. PSG and Real Madrid are snooping around Martin Odegaard, ladies and gentlemen, according to these fraudulent publications. You know how they work. We're going to dive in. We're going to look at everything there is to look at. So make sure we are hitting the like button. Frenkie de Jong, 80 million deal. Barcelona are ready to get rid of the player. They want to get rid of the player. I would love to see Frenkie de Jong come to Arsenal Football Club. Can we make that happen? 80 million pounds. I mean, I know Arsenal can make that happen. I know we can. As we do know as well, Frenkie de Jong always saw himself play for Arsenal. He come out a little while ago, maybe a year, 2 years ago. He said he wanted to follow in the same footsteps as Mark Overmars. But the difference is he's gone straight to Barcelona from Ajax instead of going from Ajax to Arsenal to then Barcelona. So it might be the other way around. Maybe he went to Barcelona to come to Arsenal because Arsenal right now are the bigger club. Maybe Arsenal were the team that are going to go on to do amazing things in the future, and Barcelona, not too sure. You don't know. It could work mysteriously like that. But big up all the people them in the building. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Yeah. So where do we start? What we got going on? I don't even got the screen ready for anything. Right, what's going on here? You know, I was just getting myself ready to get out of here, mate. I tell you. So we spoke about Fabio Vieira. He should be returning this when he's in full training at this moment in time. And he's looking like we're gonna see him back against Porto. An interesting one, actually. Amadou Onana apparently, allegedly, according to these fraudulent publications, he rejected Arsenal in January. He turned down the chance to join Arsenal in January. Now, I don't know how true this is, ladies and gentlemen, but Amadou Onana is a player that we've been talking about for quite some time. We do know in January we had all this BS about FFP and X, Y, and Z, and for whatever reason, we never see anything concrete. We never see anything happen. Arsenal didn't seem like they wanted to make any type of moves happen in the window, and we didn't make anything happen. You know, some people believe that Arsenal was saving all their money to go gun-ho in the summer. You know, some people believe Mikel Arteta didn't get any money because the owners are scrutinizing this project. Why are we going to give you money when you've just spent £240 million and you haven't even delivered an ROI? What's up with that? And obviously you've got the media narrative, which is the FFP. But then we looked at a report a little while ago, which told us from an FFP expert that Arsenal could have done X, Y, and Z to alleviate pressure to make something happen, but they didn't do that. So it's very, very questionable. Mikel Arteta looks comfortable, confident. Doesn't seem like Mikel Arteta is going to be going anywhere anytime soon. Probably signing a new contract come the summer. And therefore, he will be going into the window, looking at targets, wanting to bring players in. Will there be an indication of how much money is available already? So therefore, they can plan more strategically and start getting conversations underway with players and agents and so on and so forth. Start trying to get deals done over the line ASAP. I don't know. I always sit there and try and figure out what Arsenal's strategy is. I want to know what the strategy is. I want to know what the plan is. You know, I want to know what Josh is thinking. I want to know what you're thinking and what you're feeling. You know, and because again, I want to know what direction this football club is going in. And if you understand those things, then you kind of understand, you know, a number of things. Because Right now Arsenal do seem like we're in a good place. You know, Arteta is, doing a decent enough job. Obviously, for me, he's got this season to deliver. I don't know if he's going to be able to deliver it, but based on the performances that we've seen, if Arsenal can continue with those type of performances, then we shouldn't have any problems, really. We shouldn't have any problems, especially when we go to Man City and we slap them up. I think that's the only team that kind of stand in our way in winning this trophy this season. I have made Liverpool the favourites, but when I say that's the only team that stand in our way, we don't need to play Liverpool. We've already played Liverpool. So, I reckon every other team in the league, if we play the way we are playing, are beatable. We'll slap everyone. Aston Villa, Newcastle, we've got them in about 2 weeks' time, and that's going to be an interesting game. But I believe we'll slap all of those teams. If we play the way we've been playing against Liverpool, the way we've been playing against Crystal Palace. I mean, even that was slightly underwhelming, but we stepped up in the second half, especially. But how we played, the other day. So, yeah, it gives me confidence. The only team that's standing my way on that basis is Man City. We need to go to Man City and make sure we slap them up. But Amadou Onana, yeah, man, he rejected Arsenal Football Club, apparently. He rejected Arsenal Football Club. And this is according to the fraudulent Daily Mirror, so I won't take it seriously. But as we do know, we do share this stuff. We got the Southern Goon in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you, man. You'll be the drippiest at the funeral. R.I.P. Yeah, man, it's a sad time, man. It's a real sad time, man. Like Uncle Des, man. Uncle Des, lost but not forgotten, of course, man. But we're going to come together today. I'm going to see a lot of faces that I haven't seen for quite some time. So I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, man, it's just sad that it's a day like this that brings, the man them together and people together. Everyone's busy, to be quite fair. A lot of people are busy, but it's happening anyway, regardless. Big up A9 in the building. Big up Etoro. Big up Amin. I see you. Big up A in the building as well. So many A's, man. We've got Ashley. So many A's in the building. Big up my guy Static in the building as well. Nothing but love and respect to you guys. Big up all the people that were ready and waiting for this. I see quite a high number of people waiting, but then no one was leaving comments. I was like, what's going on here? Make sure we are hitting the like button, all of that type of stuff. But yeah, this Amadou Onana situation, I'm not too sure if Arteta actually cares about this one. I think this is just a player that's being thrown out there. Arsenal have obviously looked at him because we're looking at centre midfielders, but I don't think Arsenal have really try to pull any trigger on any deal for Amadou Onana. I think this is just paper talk, chatting, waffle, PR, trying to, I don't know. I think Amadou Onana is more likely to join Manchester United than he is over Arsenal, to be quite fair. And I think, Arsenal's preferences lie elsewhere. They're looking at other players. They want the Martin Zubimendi's. They want Douglas Luiz. They want those two players before they want an Amadou Onana. But according to the Daily Mirror, Amadou Onana has turned down the chance to join Arsenal in January. We didn't hear nothing about that until now, but I'm not really buying into this. Oh, you know what? I left my phone in the bathroom. Do bear me for 1 second, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just quickly go. Hold on. Let me just quickly go and get my phone. Bear me for 1 sec. Oh, problem solved. Problem solved. All right, cool. Big up everyone, but big up Just Ads, big up Sean, big up Rock, big up all the guys that are slowly but surely joining the stream, and I see you guys. So yeah, Amadou Onana apparently rejected us. Who cares? We're gonna move on. Frenkie de Jong. This is the player that I really want to talk about because this would be a significant signing for Arsenal. This is what you call a team. If you make this type of signing, this is a team that actually want to challenge. This is a team that you can get behind. I'm not saying. Again, the same with Declan Rice. That was such a big signing for me. It made me really support what was going on at the time. It's like it made me take Arsenal that little bit more seriously. Yeah, signing Kai Havertz kind of took me a step back, and we still can't even get over that type of shit. But this is the type of signing. If Arsenal can go out there and make this happen, then yeah, that could potentially take us over the line in terms of challenging and winning that Premier League. But Barcelona are looking to get rid of Frenkie de Jong. 85 million is what they want to is what they want for the player, basically. Frenkie de Jong is open to leaving. In fact, he's mentioned it on a number of times that he wanted to stay at Barcelona, but his agent has been talking in the press over in Spain and Marca and these stupid little publications over there, and he's kind of indicated that, you know, Frenkie de Jong is open to a move to the Premier League. There's Chelsea, Arsenal, Man City are definitely going to be in the race for this one. Liverpool are going to be in the race for this one. It's going to be extremely interesting. It says here that Chelsea and Manchester United are the ones that are in the race, but you know, you can't count Arsenal out, you can't count Manchester City out or Liverpool out at this point. This is a game-changing signing for any one of those clubs. And £85 million for me isn't too much money. I would cough £85 million up for Frenkie de Jong. I might negotiate it, try and negotiate it down to like Tonali money, £70 million, maybe a few add-ons in there. But yeah, for me, Frenkie de Jong, I'm all over it, And it will be a game changer. Can you imagine him and Odegaard in midfield together? And then Declan Rice as the number 6. De Jong can play as a number 6. He can play as a number 8. He can play as a number 10. You know, he's very versatile in the central areas, and he can switch it up. And on that basis, you can only assume that Mikel Arteta is going to want him as well. Mikel Arteta likes those players that are versatile, innit? So you can only assume that Mikel Arteta is going to want him as well. Odegaard is world class, in my opinion. We're going to touch on Odegaard. 85 million is cheap. Can't be playing around when it's time to bid. We have to come correct. No, 110% Southern Guna. But like, we need to no petting around. This is what I mean. Like, this is the perfect time, being February, where Arsenal, if they know what the budget is, if they have a clear understanding of what type of money they're going to be receiving in the summer, because we know Arteta's staying. There is no other way about it. But if they understand that what money they've got, then they need to be getting deals done. They need to be trying to put the pieces together right now. Contact the agent, contact the representative, contact the intermediaries, whoever you got to contact. I think a lot of the transfers this season or this summer will be done through intermediaries. You know, I mean, a lot of it is done through them anyway, because everybody wants a piece of the pie. You know, when it comes to big money, you know, you're looking at big money being put down on the table. You know, especially for the managers. The managers, the intermediaries are going to definitely want to get involved in the manager transfers. These managers are signing 20 million, 30 million pound contracts, especially the managers that are on the line right now to move to Barcelona. You think these men are going to sign little 15 million pound contracts? No. So, and then you've got the big transfers that are going to be taking place. So a lot's going to be getting done through these agencies, except X, Y, and Z. But Arsenal needs to get a grip on it now. Arsenal need to get a move on and make sure Frenkie de Jong is definitely a player on the top of the list, to be quite fair. You have to be the champ before you're the champ. You know, then way there. You need to have that mentality, bro. That's the type of mentality you need to be possessing, because you know, you want to be a winner, man. You want to be winning. You want to have a winner's mentality, and that's it. But Frenkie de Jong, definitely someone that would be a game-changing signing for Arsenal. And then who do we have next? Thomas Tuchel, man. Difficult times for Thomas, isn't it? Difficult times for Thomas. Look at Mesut Ozil. Flipping hell. Look how henchie look. Let me turn that down before there's someone trying to do me some copyright or something. Mesut Ozil looking mad hench, boy. Have you seen his arms? Bloody hell. I ain't seen Mesut Ozil look that thick before, boy. Mbappe, 2 Arsenal rumors are getting hotter, and I love it. Don't love it, though. Don't love it. The Mbappe rumors are BS. They're absolute BS. We don't buy into them. Arsenal can't afford Mbappe. You know, if you love to live a delusion, then okay, fine. Yeah, you'll love it. But reality, Arsenal can't afford. Reality says Arsenal can't afford Mbappe. It's too much money, man. Obviously, Mbappe is going to be leaving as a free agent at the end of the season. For those that don't know, it's been confirmed by a few outlets. Fabrizio Romano or David Weinstein hasn't confirmed it yet. I'll probably wait for them to kind of. I'll probably wait for them to kind of confirm it before we give it the actual green light. Anything can happen between Mbappe and PSG from now until the end of the season. But according to the smaller publications, Mbappe has decided to leave PSG at the end of the season. Now, is that good news for Arsenal? No, it's not good news for Arsenal, because Arsenal can't afford Mbappe. Regardless if he's a free agent, we can't afford him. We can't afford him even if he's a free agent. This is the problem. So, you know, anyone that is thinking Arsenal can sign Mbappe, think again. It's not happening. Big up all the real ones joining. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Just under 100 people locked in now. Guys, hit that like button. We are getting to the main topic of discussion. I am going to a funeral, hence why I'm dressed like the Undertaker right now. But yeah, we're going to be streaming for the next, say, 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. Yeah, so hit that like button, do subscribe, all of that type of stuff. We appreciate every single one of you. RM wouldn't want to pay either. So if he rates Henry that much, it's fair game, in my opinion. Listen, Real Madrid have got a lot of money. I don't know why people think Real Madrid don't have money. They have got money. They can sign Mbappe easily. They can easily sign Mbappe. Easily. Real Madrid have got money. Don't have to pull levers. They're not in Barcelona's situation. You know, imagine this, that Barcelona are in £billion debt. Billions of pound debt. And over the years, they've still managed to pull levers to get themselves the players that they want. Real Madrid ain't even nowhere near financially unstable like these, man. Do you really? Come on. Real Madrid are the biggest powerhouse on the planet. Do you understand what that means? These man, we remember what I told you. Arsenal have got 80 million fans. We estimate about 80 plus million fans around the world. Do you know how many Real Madrid have? Real Madrid estimate about 250 million fans around the world. And they ain't going bankrupt anytime soon, blood. Real Madrid is here to stay forever. They're gonna be here like the pyramids in 1,000 years' time. They're gonna you're gonna go in. You go into 1,000 years into the future, bro. You still know who Real Madrid are, but in the future, blood. Their man ain't going away anytime soon. Real Madrid will be the biggest thing for the longest time. I'm telling you. And look at the team that they have. Yeah, they're redoing their stadium as well. But look at the team that they have as well. You're telling me even if they ever went close to being in some form of debt or in some sort of financial difficulty, they're not going to be able to make money. Ooh. Jude Bellingham in the next 2 years will be worth 250 million. It's going to get crazy for those teams over there. But the great thing about Arsenal, talking about value and things like that, Mikel Arteta and the board have put together a great plan, like financial plan for Arsenal, because if you look at the assets that we do have, and I know it's sad that we have to then resort to selling these players to obviously get rich, and that means we don't have these players anymore, and then there's no guarantee that we're going to be able to replace those players with better players. We still have the players now that can potentially go on to be 150, 200 million pound players. Like for me, Saliba, Saka, I'll say Martinelli, but yeah, I'm going to say Martinelli. Odegaard even. I think these are players that 100% at this moment in time can go for 90 plus million. Saka, Saliba, 100 plus million. You give it another year, 2 years, they win a Champions League, they win a Premier League, they, win a few more accolades, personal accolades, blood. These men are going to be worth 150, 200 million. It's going to get crazy like that. So Arsenal, if they ever find themselves in a position in the future where they needed money, then they know they've got a great set of assets there that can make them that money. You know, them way there. And that's how you got to look at things. That's how they're looking at it. And this is the reason why I scrutinize the Kai Havertz deals, because like, how did you ever think you could make that happen? That is a deal that's going to backfire financially as well. It's going to backfire financially. They are making peas. They are making peas. Absolutely. Mbappe shirt sales pay for his wages anyway. Maybe you got to think, if you sign Mbappe to Arsenal, it does bring you a number of fans as well. How many more fans are going to come with Mbappe to Arsenal? It will be crazy. He will definitely bring about 2, 3, maybe 4 million fans with him. It could be some crazy numbers like that. But anyway, main topic of discussion, Martin Odegaard. Now, this fraud, Ekrem Connor, and he is a fraud. I swear, Dan, he's a big fraud. Obviously, we share the information that's being published. We don't make up the information. That's what we definitely don't do. But we share the information that is being published by these frauds, yeah? And this guy, Ekrem Connor, is one of the biggest online. One of the biggest online. And you can kind of realize when a journalist is a big fraud online. How do you kind of realize if a journalist is a big fraud? Firstly, it's only the small, tiny account, not the small, tiny accounts. They might have big followings, but the people that are just no one cares about. You ain't nobody. You ain't nowhere in this journalism world. You're nowhere, but you've got a big account on Twitter. You've got a big account on Twitter, but anyone just follows anyone on Twitter these days. As long as you're gaining some sort of traction through some stupid, pathetic tweet that you've put out there, you're gonna gain some sort of traction, and you're gonna get followers, right? But it doesn't mean you're someone special. It doesn't actually mean it. But then if you look at the real people that you can actually back and believe with their journalism, do you ever see them quote this guy Ekrem Connor? Never been quoted by anyone major. Never. These frauds. These guys have just found a path on where they can actually be heard. And now they just probably wake up and chat any waffle. Now, I'm not going to say that Real Madrid and PSG wouldn't be interested in Odegaard, because Odegaard has been doing well enough for those two teams to now look and monitor his situation at Arsenal Football Club. Whether Arsenal decide to negotiate with PSG or Real Madrid or whatever the case may be is a different story. But, when you're looking at these dons right here on the screen, Ekrem Connor, these absolute frauds, yeah, absolute. These men are proper scammy dons. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. Oh, man. I don't even think the guy's in with anyone. You're not even in with anyone. Unless you choose not to be in with the people. That doesn't make any sense with journalism. Doesn't make any sense. You need to be in with everyone in journalism, especially if you want to get to the top of the game. This guy's in with no one. No one requotes him. No one actually acts him and says, oh, yeah, breaking news. And this is the guy that broke the news. It's never that. This guy's a fraud. But we can voice our opinion on the situation and voice our opinion on the Martin Odegaard himself. Now, Martin Odegaard I think Martin Odegaard has just been underrated by a lot of Arsenal fans. I see a lot of support for Martin Odegaard from the younger crowd, but I think the more older and more mature crowds don't rate Odegaard the way I actually rate him. I rate him and I call him out when he needs to be called out. But I think Martin Odegaard is one of the players, just like I said about Gabriel Magalhaes over the past couple of years, they're the ones in the team that have made significant improvements. Scammed on brown envelopes, but all brown envelopes, mate. I don't know who he's getting brown envelopes from, but these guys are dodgy. These guys are dodgy, man. I know a proper RM supporter, and he says Mbappe would ruin dressing room. I don't think Arsenal players would ask for the same pay as Mbappe, like Bellingham and Vinicius, sorry. I don't know though, man. I hope. Yeah, man, listen, I would be open to taking Mbappe, but it's just Arsenal can't afford Mbappe. That's what we need to get our head around. We can't afford Mbappe. Them way there. It's not it's not feasible for the club. It's not feasible for the club. We can't afford it. What was I saying anyway? So I like Martin Odegaard. Martin Odegaard's a good player. For me, I think he's underrated by a lot of people. If you look at his numbers this season, he has played extremely well. But what's been a problem for Martin Odegaard is the strikers that Mikel Arteta has put in front of him. That's been Martin Odegaard's problem. There's been no other problem for Martin Odegaard this season. Martin Odegaard this season has covered more distance than he did up to this point last season. Martin Odegaard has put more passes forward than he did at this point last season. Martin Odegaard has improved significantly on the data that he has been putting on the plate. However, what's not adding up and what people are questioning and what people are saying Martin Odegaard is crap for without looking at the context is the GA that Martin Odegaard has at this moment in time. The GA doesn't add up to the actual data that Martin Odegaard has produced, and I have to blame the players that are in front of him, but also the manager as well, because the manager should have been able to provide Odegaard with a striker. Should have been able to provide him with a striker. Odegaard's got 15 goals last season. He chipped into 15 goals, and so did Martinelli and so did Saka. Why? Because we never had a striker, so we had to get goals from somewhere. Now we're playing a slightly different way because we've added Declan Rice to the team, we've added Kai Havertz to the team. Now, I think some of the players believe that Kai Havertz is meant to be involved in a lot of the attacking play. So he's meant to be that second striker. He's meant to be the guy that's trying to get into the final third, in behind to try and score goals. So maybe Odegaard and these lot are not, I wouldn't say taking their foot off the gas, but more trying to accommodate other players to score goals. So they're trying to accommodate Havertz to score more. They're trying to accommodate Jesus. They're trying to accommodate Saka. They're trying to accommodate Martinelli. And they're not taking chances for themselves. If you look at Odegaard's creating chances, man, they've gone up. They've gone up. He's actually one of the best players in Europe at this moment in time for creating chances. There's like one or two other players that are more or less borderline with him, but he's still there. And the GA for Odegaard just doesn't add up. You're like, wow, how can he have created nearly 50 chances this season? Like, he has created nearly 50 chances so far this season. In the last game alone, he created 6 or 7 chances in the game, yeah? But, you know, you're creating 50 chances, close to 50 chances, and you've only got 3 assists. 3 assists, brothers. I think he's on like 4 or 5 maybe now. But when I was looking at this data, it was when he had 3 assists, and I was like, this doesn't add up. This doesn't actually add up. How can this guy be with nearly almost on 50 chances created, and you've only got 3 assists? Something's not right here. Something is just not right. And we know what's right. We know what's right. It's the fact that we don't have a clinical striker. It's the fact that we don't have someone down the middle that is spearheading this attack. You know, we're putting crosses into the box for Martinelli and Saka, basically, you know, and Jesus. You know, the game the other day against West Ham when we battered them 6-0 was lovely. 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 But a lot of what we was doing was crossing the ball into the box. So yeah, man, I mean, that's what it is anyway. That's what it is. We really need to go and get ourselves a striker. It's so important. The day Eddie Nketiah gets sold and that 14 gets given to a real G, I will shed a tear. You know what? That is real stuff right there. All of that. That's real right there, because Eddie Nketiah has destroyed that number 14. Henry made that number an iconic number. If you wore that number, you had to show and prove in every single game. There is no, you know, there was people, even back in my day, I wasn't a person that cared about the 14. I was a person that cared either about the 7, the 9, or the 10. They're the 3 numbers that I always cared about when I was to play for my Sunday league teams, my school team, X, Y, and Z. But I remember it getting to a point where people were fighting for the 14, blood. People like, no, I want the 14. I want to be 14. I want to be 14. Man's fighting to be number 14 because Henry made that number so special, blood. You know, them way there. When we gave it to Walcott, I was like, nah. We started tarnishing it from that. We disrespected that number the moment we gave it to Walcott. And that's no disrespect to Walcott, but your name wasn't heavy enough to wear that 14 number. You had to be a king. Come on, that's the person that wore that number. The next person that wears it has to be that guy. You can't just come into Arsenal and be some shamak and think you can wear the number 14. Doesn't make any sense. You've destroyed it after that. So on the basis of Eddie, if you think of it along those lines, on the basis of Eddie Nketiah now wearing a 14, we might as well say it's already destroyed. We should just get over it and move on. It's already been destroyed, given to Walcott. I can't even remember who had it before Walcott. Was it Henry? Is that many people have wore that? I'm pretty sure someone else had the 14, blood. I can't even remember. You know how my brain works. I need people to trigger memories for me, blood. It's crazy, man. Yeah, now people, for me anyway, Odegaard is a good player. Odegaard is actually at this moment in time one of the best playmakers in football. You know, there are better playmakers. Don't get it twisted. There are players with Odegaard that I would say, look, I might prefer him. But even saying that now, maybe if you asked me that in the summer, I would have given you a different answer. If you'd have said to me in the summer, what playmaker would you have brought in to replace Martin Odegaard? I would have said, you know what? Yeah, James Maddison. I would have looked at him. There would have been names that I would have thrown in your face at that time. But now, looking at what Odegaard produced this season, how Odegaard's, because I haven't really seen Odegaard go overly missing this season. He's actually improved significantly, bro. And people just have to be real with it. Like, that's what it is, man. People have to be real with it. Odegaard is stepping up. He might not be the captain that everybody wants, but he is stepping up and he is being that guy when we need him to be that guy. So, yeah, I like Odegaard. If we just get a striker for Odegaard, if we can get a striker for Odegaard, I think it makes life a lot more easier, blood. That's the truth. It makes life a lot more easier for Odegaard and for all of us because we'll be scoring goals on a regular basis. You know, the way there. Big up the Mafia boss in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you. Wax looking like a made man with that fedora hat on. I am a made man, my guy. Made man, bro. I was made, blah, by the Italian boss, isn't it? Come on. I'm joking, man. Come on. Arteta, last piece of the puzzle. Yeah, Frenkie de Jong, that could be. We need a bad boy striker and a creative central midfielder and another white winger, as well as a centre back. I'll always shout out for a centre back as well. Odegaard's GA has definitely been disappointing this season. Yes, he's got 2 assists, but still needs to do better this season. Yeah, it's really hard when you say it like that because his GA makes it look like his performances haven't been that great. But if you actually do the eye test on Odegaard, he's actually been good. The problem for Odegaard is the people in front of him. That's what the problem has been. Martinelli's been wasteful this season. Jesus has been absolutely disgustingly horrible this season. It's mad because Jesus had two, maybe 3 good performances. The goals that he scored, I think, against Manchester United and I think in the Champions League as well. Incredible performances from Gabriel Jesus there. But in terms of the consistency and what he's offered us throughout the whole season, I think Jesus has been underwhelming. And then so you've got that. You've got Martinelli underwhelming, not on the level that he should be at. Saka's obviously the only guy that's really getting GA. You know, everything else has been kind of scrappy, not really clear cut. And yeah, man, we just need to step our game up. But we need a real striker that understands movement, that understands his midfielders as well. You know, sometimes when I see Eddie out there and I see Jesus is doing a lot, way too much to be a number 9, you know, dropping deep and trying to link up play and be that midfielder. I think he's doing way too much to be a number 9. I think our number 9 just needs to, instead of being that false number 9, we need to be a traditional number 9. You know, we need to really be spearheading these attacks, bro. You know, and we need to have an understanding with our playmaker on running and movement so the playmaker knows where I'm always going to be. That's what we need, bruv. But I just don't see it with our attackers. You know, maybe it's the way Mikel Arteta is asking him to play. Eddie's been going missing quite a lot recently. It's crazy, man. Paul says Odegaard is our best player. Come on, guys. Look, I think Odegaard's work ethic is 100%. If to say he's our best player, he's one of the best players. Definitely that. I'm not saying he's our best player. For me, Arsenal's best player is William Saliba. He is Arsenal's best player. Some people are going to say Saka. Some people are going to say Odegaard. Some people are going to say Martinelli. Declan Rice even might come in there next. Based on the performances that Declan Rice has been putting in this season, obviously, I want to see longevity with Declan Rice, of course, before I can really determine if he is the best player. I've had enough time to see William Saliba. I need to see another I probably need to see another season of Declan Rice, I would say. But, you know, we're seeing what Declan Rice can do. We can actually say, you know what? Declan Rice is probably one of the best players at the club right now, based on the 6-7 months that we've seen. But I want to be fair on the other players and say, you know what? Let me give him another 6 months. Let me give him another 12 months. And then I'll make my determination on whether he's one of the best players. You know what I mean? But it's obvious. It's obvious at this moment in time, isn't it? It's obvious. But Saliba would be number 1 for me. And then who would be number 2? If I was to give you a number 2, if I was to give you top 3, Odegaard's definitely top 3. So I would say Saliba. See, Declan Rice could even be number 2 right now. I'll probably just say Declan Rice. Saliba, Declan Rice, Odegaard. I think that's the pattern. And then Saka would come in at 4th for me. And then probably Martinelli at 5th. Or even Gabriel Magalhaes could come 5th because I really rate Gabriel Magalhaes, actually. Yeah. Get a real gunman striker and put Jesus in the number 10. Put him even in the number 8, man. I think Jesus can cook in the number 8, bruv. I mean, this would kind of be my pattern as well still. That would definitely be my pattern. We need a Van Nistelrooy type striker. I agree with you, Rock. We definitely need that type of player. I like Van Nistelrooy because you know, he's kind of like a complete striker. I mean, he didn't have the pace. You know, he wasn't fast, but he could switch it up. You know, Van Nistelrooy could be a target man that was just moving, like trying to find position and just trying to be the guy that is pinpointed out for you know, a header or whatever it may be, or he could kind of move in the channels. I mean, he was hard, man. Van Nistelrooy was hard. No matter what, you give Van Nistelrooy the ball in an 18-yard box, 9 times out of 10, he's banging it top bins. You know, right there. That's all you do now. Give it to him in an 18-yard box. If you're giving it to him in a 6-yard box, then he's killing it off. It's definitely in. It's definitely in. Even those tap-ins, they're going in. He can be that fox in the box. He can be that poacher. He can be like Van Nistelrooy was class, man. He was extremely class. But we definitely need that type of player, man. We have to cop a world-class potential at minimum. We just need to add Partey replacement and a striker. Cashing on Odegaard and Saka. Whoa, big money. How much money are we going to make for Odegaard and Saka, ladies and gentlemen? A combined 250 million, like in negotiations, like full negotiations. Outcome is 250 million for them combined. Or are we getting less than that? What are you telling me? What are you telling me? But yeah, this situation with Odegaard, just to quickly touch on it, I don't really believe in Ekram Konate. For anyone that is joining, I've already said he's a fraud. I don't buy into him. But I wouldn't be surprised if both teams are looking at the player, because his performance deserves those type of teams looking at him. 190 million. Yeah. I mean, around that, 190 million, 200 million. Big up the people they're watching, man. People are just watching and they're not engaging. They're treating this like a Spotify podcast. Okay, this is YouTube. There's a comment section. Yeah, the comment section's there for a reason. Yeah. Only 35 likes on the video as well, ladies and gentlemen. Got close to 100 people locked in. Can we please hit the like button? Big up FJT in the building. Nothing but love and respect to you, man. I appreciate you each and every time. I think people are just used to me just waffling away, so they put their phones on the side just so they can listen to me, headphones in, doing work and all of that type of stuff. Yeah, it's not really a waffle session today, ladies and gentlemen. Get ready to leave for work. Also, it was showering. That's what I'm saying. I told you, man's in the shower listening to Wax Online. Big him up. Fucking hell. Pause. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this one up anyway. I need to shoot off, get myself ready, finally shoot off, and go and pay my respects to my boy and his family. Make sure we are hitting the like button. Do subscribe to the channel if we are new. Turn the notification bells on. All of that type of stuff, man. Big up Static. Big up Troy. Big up FJT. Big up A. Big up A9. Big up who else we got down here? Red Eye Guna. I see you. Big up Rock. I see you. Much appreciate every single one of you. Big up B Wizzy. I see you. B Wizzy and B Wizzy. Jeez, he says B Wizzy. Is that his name? Big up Russell, big up Ashley, big up everyone, man. Take care, every single one of you. We obviously will be back. I might even do another stream because like later on tonight, probably gonna do another stream. So might do another stream, not probably. I don't want to get you guys' hopes up. Yeah, might do another stream. So make sure you turn your notification bells on so you get notified if that is the case. And guys, I look forward to seeing you on the next one, man. Make sure you enjoy your day. Peace and love, and keep improving. Keep improving.